You may have just gotten your Juki NX7 machine and you're feeling a little intimidated by it because of course, look at her, I mean, she's beautiful and you want to make sure you're threading it correctly. So I got you covered. Let's go over some of those basics as to threading the machine and winding a bobbin properly. Hey guys, it's Spooky here from Gigi's Fabric Shop, home to Juki and Janumi Junkies, and in today's video, we're gonna take it down to the basics on the NX7 and get you comfortable with threading this machine and winding a bobbin, because those two very simple steps are very, very important and something that I always like to mention to my customers, even if you've been sewing for 30 years or if you've been sewing for 5 days. It always is a little bit of a learning curve when you're getting a new machine. The basics are always there, but it's always really important. Each machine has little different tips and tricks and steps and things that need to get done in order for it to sew properly. So let's go over how to thread this machine and wind the bobbin, so that way you can check those off your list and get to sewing on this beautiful machine. Okay, so let's start off by grabbing a good spool of thread. I'm working with the color Cloud by Glide 40. This is a 100% polyester thread that has such a beautiful sheen to it. I know some people get concerned that this thread is too shiny, but I promise you it's really not. It's just glamorous on the spool. But head over to JukiJunkies.com to shop that full collection. This thread is exceptional, very high quality thread, and it'll leave your machine really happy and give you beautiful stitches. So the goal here is to work with high quality thread. There are some brands that maybe don't work the best on Junkies. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to bash anyone. This is like putting the right oil in your car. Without the right things and the high quality stuff, it's not going to run. It's only going to run as good as we set it up. So spool of thread, we're going to pull this little pin up. We're going to put it here through just like that. This is going to be step number one, no matter if you're winding the bobbin or threading the machine, but we're going to be winding the bobbin first. The next step is putting on a spool cap that's closest in size to your spool. Honestly, sometimes we just skip out on the spool cap. We find sometimes it's not totally necessary with the glide thread. It can be just an extra obstacle, but the goal here is to definitely not use something larger. You do get some big cones, spool caps like this one. And you definitely don't want to use something like this because this creates just another obstacle for the thread to have to go around, and it can get jammed and cause far too many issues and just create a freak accident. So you can use this. Sometimes I like to put it this way because I just find that it holds it a little better. So that's just like that. Over here, you'll see that there is a couple cheats for you. The dashed line is for winding a bobbin. The solid line is for threading the machine. So step number one is always going to be this little metal arm right here. And if you kind of see from this angle, it's going to go through right here. So from another angle, to help you kind of see that better, it doesn't just go in that arm. You kind of have to make sure it gets tucked in all the way. So you see how it kind of goes all the way down into the machine and then goes into the back of this part. This is what we're looking for. And I always hold my thread very taut, like I'm flossing my teeth, getting those back molars to make sure I have the most control and tension in my hands. So the next step is going to be this little unit right here. This is a little tension dial that kind of puts a little bit of pressure on the thread so it can wind the bobbin nice and smoothly. You're gonna go under this arm, just like so, and then you're gonna wrap around this little tension disc right here, like that. You see how nice and tight? So I'm holding both threads in my hands, so that way I can feel the pressure of it, making sure to go in there, just like that. Okay, everything's staying in its little nook and cranny. All right, next step is we're going to grab our bobbin. This machine uses class 15 plastic bobbins, nothing special to them. Definitely don't put metal bobbins in here, and if you can always purchase authentic Juki bobbins, you'll save yourself a lot of headache. Okay, so I'm gonna just trim this thread because it's really long. A little bonus, if you didn't know, this little thing right here has little blades in between these slits, so you can easily cut the thread like this, just like that. So if you didn't know that. So you're gonna grab your bobbin, just like so. And you're gonna, oops, there's a little hole right here, okay? So some people like to do the wrapping method where they just put it on and wrap it around. I don't like that method. I like to put it through the hole, just like so, and then pull it through, not like that, and then place it into the bobbin holder. And I like to kind of grab a little tail here so I have some good traction in my hands. And then all you have to do is engage the bobbin winder right here, and it'll start winding for you. Once it kind of gets a good little bit of a grip, I will stop it and I will grab some scissors and cut the extra off so I can get as close as possible to the spool. It's very important. Oh, see, you gotta make sure it winds as closely as you can so it doesn't do little nestings like that. It's really important that there's no strings hanging loose. I always don't really recommend that you use the bobbin all the way through anyways, because the bobbin tension right at that beginning start moment is not the best and the threads aren't evenly wound, so it can cause issues. But here you can see that it's kind of feeding up and down nice and smoothly, and I'm going to stop it just so you see how nice and evenly wound that is. That's what we're looking for. You want to make sure that there's no kind of like poking out threads or it's not feeding evenly, because if it's not, you probably got disconnected from this little tension part right here. So definitely keep that in mind. It'll fill and it'll stop once we get there. We can pull this off, cut on that little thing here, and we'll do a little bobbin test to see if this is nice and taut. So the bobbin test, all that involves is just squishing it with your fingers, and this is really nice and tight. So that's what we're looking for, is good tension in the bobbin. All right, so putting the bobbin inside, you're just gonna remove this little cover off just with this little button, and the thread's gonna always fall from the left side like so, spinning counterclockwise. Okay, so you're gonna just drop it in, and then the thread should always go in this first little cutout right here. So that's kind of like step number one. You see how it just kind of glided right in there? Wrapping around for step number 2, going down for step number 3, and finally number 4, which I would like to call it number 4, is just cutting it right off. So that little tail is inside the machine, and that's what helps not having to bring it up. So once that's in place, you'll just close this and you're ready with your bobbin. So before we start to thread this machine, we're gonna make sure we put the presser foot down so it's nice and out the way for us, and we're gonna lock the machine. This is a little safety mechanism for us, just like so. And then just to unlock it, so you guys see, you just have to hold it for a couple seconds and then it unlocks. So we're gonna lock it, we put that presser foot down, we have the thread in place with the appropriate size spool cap, so that step really hasn't changed. And then we're gonna go ahead and start this little shared step that we already did with winding the bobbin. So you're just going to pull it in there and pull it around like so. That's number 1 and number 2. It's very important, again, to be holding this thread nice and tight, because I can feel the tension disc that's right here, and then we're gonna start to wrap down. So just from another angle, coming through and wrapping around like that. And you hear all those little noises because I'm holding my thread very tight, like I'm flossing my teeth, like, okay, it's very, very tight. And then we're gonna start to come down for number 3, like so, wrap around, bring it up. And then this part can be kind of hard to see, but there is like a little metal finger right here. It's kind of sticking out like this. And you're gonna go from right to left, and you should kind of hear it snap into position. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me do it one more time for you. You hear that? It just perfectly snaps in. So then we're gonna come down for number 4, come down into 5, and number 6 is going to be this first thread guide right above the needle. And I always use my thumb to help me get into this section because I just find that that's the smoothest. It's really important to make sure that it tucks in all the way to the left. So that's number 6. Number 7 is going to be tucking into this little crab claw, which is right here, like that. You see that? It goes in between the gray and the white. And then the last step is on the side of your machine, there's a little number 8. There's a little thread cutter right here. So you're gonna bring it from the front, or from the back to the front, and cut that thread, just like that. All right, so we have our perfect little thread. And at this point, I like to unlock the machine and really make sure that my needle is in the perfect position. So I just do a little needle up, needle down, which you could probably do that a little bit before you start, but when you lock the machine, it doesn't let you. So now we're gonna just push this down, and voila, it just pokes through, and then it'll create like a little tail in the back, so you can just pull that. You have to lift your presser foot up so that way the machine unlocks. Otherwise, it's very hard to pull the thread. Watch, this is the foot down. It's like bending the needle. So make sure you lift it up so it can smoothly glide, and you'll wanna tuck that tail behind, of course, before you start sewing. So now let's just do a little sample sew and make sure everything is looking good. I just have like a little quilt sandwich here, just some cotton on top, cotton in the middle, cotton on the back. Put our presser foot down, and I'm gonna make my stitches a little bit longer, like a 3.4, and let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's looking really good. I actually have that Juki Smart Feed activated in the back. I definitely recommend you guys watch the unboxing video as well if you've also just gotten your machine, so that way you can see me talk about that as well. And I have that pivoting feature on. Look at that, just hands-free, but those stitches look delectable. Let's give it a little cut. Put that foot up. Look how incredible those stitches look. We're at a 3.4 with that glide thread, and you can see here that the thread is not too glistening at all. It actually has a beautiful finish on cotton. Now you are one step closer to sewing on your beautiful new NX7. I hope you guys enjoyed this video here today. I just wanted to keep it simple and go over some of those simple topics. I feel like another really important thing to get used to on your machine is needles and using the right needles. That directly correlates with the thread and how you're threading the machine, because that needle is what's creating those stitches. So I would definitely recommend, we have a great video series on what needles to use for what application you're doing, bag making, quilting, or apparel sewing. So watch those videos to have a better idea, because that is also a very important small detail that adds up to the big picture. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, as we are always posting new content for you guys. And definitely head over to Junkies.com if you're interested in that beautiful glide thread, or even in this amazing machine. We have a couple other videos you can watch too to learn more about the NX7. And if this is your video warming up to your machine, definitely take the time to learn the in and outs. Watch that unboxing video, read your manual, have fun, do as many stitches as you possibly can, and just enjoy this amazing machine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.